Cruise lines have a code of conduct, and while most things cruisers do might just annoy crew members, and they'll never say it, other behaviors are against the rules, and a cruise line can, in a worst case scenario, even ban you for life. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, most of the things that I'm going to mention in this video are relatively minor annoyances. Things that crew members will likely not complain about out loud, but secretly hate. But a few, well, there are some wild stories that unfortunately put crew members in an uncomfortable or even impossible situation. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Filming crew members without their permission. Now, if you're filming crew members while they are doing something, it is a good idea to ask them if it's okay. There are some crew members, and I think many, who don't mind it at all and who even like it. If you're posting TikToks or maybe you're creating a YouTube video or even your own personal videos, they are going to be just fine with it. But there are other crew members who don't like it, and if you are going to be taking a video, they would prefer to not be the focus. Now, I'm a content creator, so I speak from experience on this. There are some crew members who probably are too shy to tell you that they don't want to be photographed or in your video, but when you do offer them the option, they will say that they prefer not. No bare feet in the public areas of the cruise ship. Now, not only is this a little bit gross, even for everyone and even for yourself, right? But it's actually in the code of conduct for many cruise lines that people shouldn't be walking around without shoes in the public areas. And extending beyond this, something that's a little bit of a gripe of many crew members, and I would suspect many passengers as well, is when people take their bare feet in particular, or even their feet with shoes, and they put them onto the furniture in lounges and other areas, in particular the coffee tables or anywhere else people may place their drinks or food. Complaining instead of asking. Now, what I'm talking about is guests who aren't happy about something and who go straight to guest services instead of talking directly to the crew. Or worse, people who let the entire cruise pass and then they make their complaint through the surveys or social media. Now, there's nothing wrong with letting the cruise line know what went wrong. But when you're on the cruise, that is when the crew members can actually make it right. So if you have an issue with something in your cabin, it's best to ask the cabin steward directly rather than going above them to their supervisor or guest services, at least if it is the first time you ask. Going to your cabin before it's ready on embarkation day. Now, this is something that is definitely annoying to crew members, and not only to the cabin attendants, but I think the crew members in general. Embarkation day is also turnaround day for the crew, and they have a lot of things to do in a very short window of time. And depending on the cruise line, it can take an hour or two after you board your cruise on embarkation day that you're allowed to go to your cabin and put your bags away. Now, while this might be a little bit frustrating as a passenger, trying to sneak in to those hallways by opening up those fire doors is something that you should never do. Now, moving on from embarkation day to disembarkation day, refusing to pay your final bill at the end of your cruise. Some passengers try to argue charges and skip out on paying their bill. But cruise lines make it nearly impossible because you cannot disembark until your account is settled. Now, what happens? At best, you'll be delayed and embarrassed, and at worst, you'll face collections, bans, and legal action. But here is a recent and wild story, as one guy took it to a whole new level. Instead of facing a $16,000 casino debt, he literally jumped off the ship in San Juan and hitched a ride on a passing jet ski. He was later caught with a bag full of cash and multiple IDs, and he's now facing federal charges. Now, while this is pretty atypical and a wild story, there are actually several cases of passengers trying to scam or even fraud the cruise lines. If you would like to see a video about those wild stories, please comment wild stories down in the comments below. Now, unfortunately, it's us, the traveler, who is more likely to be the target of scams, and in particular, online scams, which is where Incogni, the sponsor of today's video, comes in. Now, how does this happen? Well, if you've ever booked a cruise, flight, or even just searched for travel deals online, your personal data is out there. And it's not just sitting around, it's being bought, sold, and passed around by hundreds of data brokers that you probably haven't even heard of. Your name, email, phone number, and even your travel patterns all being used without your permission. And with online scams getting more sophisticated, protecting your digital privacy has never been more important. Now, Incogni works by contacting those data broker sites on your behalf and requesting that your personal info be removed. Now, I signed up for Incogni a few months ago, and right away I was able to see that many data broker sites had already started to remove my data. And now I get a report every single month that tells me which data broker sites have removed my data, as well as the progress on others. Now, it's super easy to sign up. First, you create an account. It actually took me less than 5 minutes. Then you grant Incogni the right to act on your behalf to request removal of your personal information from these data broker sites. And signing up for an annual plan is best because they can do this proactively every single month, even as new data broker sites emerge. Now, I do have an awesome 60% off discount code on Incogni's annual plan. I will leave my exclusive link as well as the discount code down below in the description of this video, as well as a pinned comment. Tipping extra on your bill rather than in cash. Now, I'm not going to get into the entire tipping debate. It doesn't mean that we can't talk about this in another video, but what I am talking about is if you go to the hair salon or you go to the spa, or even if you have a specialty dinner, if you do want to leave a little extra for the waiter or whoever provided that service, rather than adding, $10 or $20, whatever the amount is that you'd like to give, rather than adding it as a line there, that will actually get pooled. And instead, the crew member would prefer that you give them the cash directly, demanding off-menu items or special orders. Now, it doesn't mean if you go to the main dining room that you can't ask if something might be available that you don't see on the menu. As an example, a fruit plate, or even sometimes a chicken noodle soup, by the way. If you're not feeling very well, oftentimes they do have this. But if you want something else, especially something that would have to be prepared in advance, while you can definitely ask for it, don't expect it. Now, there are times, and some passengers will tell stories about this, that the maitre d' may come over and may suggest that possibly they can provide this for another day. But this is not guaranteed, and these days it is not very common. But a little extra tip and something that you should not do. If they do something extra, in particular, making you something that is off menu, keep it to yourself. Do not tell everybody else on the cruise ship, because then what happens is everybody else starts demanding it, and it does actually create a problem when all they wanted to do was go above and beyond for you. Having a very messy cabin. Now, I'm talking about the poor cruise cabin attendants. Now, of course, you're not expected to clean your cabin before the cabin attendant comes in and cleans it. But if you leave a big mess of clothing, and some people do this, by the way, a lot of food all over the place, any sort of, random garbage, diapers, anything like that, it is very hard for crew members to clean. Not only is it a little bit gross in some cases, I'm sure crew members could tell some stories, but even the idea, if there's lots of clothes all over the place, they actually won't want to pick it up. They won't want to be accused even of stealing. So it might mean that your cabin won't even get cleaned. Not supervising your kids, especially in the pool areas. And I think this goes for the entire cruise ship. Now, cruises are a great vacation for families, but at the same time, kids do need to be supervised, and we can't expect the crew members to do that job for us. Now, of course, I'm not talking about when the kids are in the kids club, but even if there are lifeguards at the pool, kids that are younger should always be supervised. And as well, for safety, parents should always be supervising kids to make sure that they are not climbing on anything and that they are following the rules. Now, speaking of this, getting mad at crew members for enforcing any of the cruise line policies. Now, things that I'm talking about, and I have seen people get mad at crew members for this, is corkage fees, as an example. If you bring a bottle of wine on a cruise and you bring it to the main dining room or a restaurant, the crew member is obliged to charge you that corkage fee. So when they do, even if you don't agree with the policy, even if you think it's nickel and diming, do not take it out on the crew. And if you've been guilty of being away from your lounge chair too long, and that has resulted in a crew member taking away your personal items, and usually they do just leave those items at the towel station or somewhere, so they are pretty safe. But if they do that, it really is because they are enforcing the rule that a lot of times other cruise passengers appreciate. Being rude or disrespectful to any of the cruise line crew or staff. Now, I'm talking about everything from yelling, which should never be done, even if you're upset at guest services. And in extreme situations, it could get you a talking to, or even at worst, have you disembarked from the cruise ship and banned. But beyond that, I'm talking about just general disrespect. If a crew member says hello to you, don't ignore them. Say hello back. It's very common when you're walking in the hallways that a crew member will say hello or how is your day, and it's nice to offer them the same courtesy. Expecting or demanding cabin upgrades or perks. Now, I'll let you in on a little secret. It is very rare to get a cabin upgrade once you're on the cruise ship, and this is because cabin upgrades are typically done before the cruise. Now, most cruise lines have a bidding system, so they've already upgraded people before they've gotten on the ship. And if there are any free cabins, which is rare because most cruise ships are sailing full, but those few empty cabins are likely kept for emergencies. So going to guest services and demanding an upgrade, especially if you mention your loyalty status, will not be appreciated and is unlikely to get you the results you'd like. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know what are some of the passenger behaviors that maybe you've seen that crew likely do not like. Please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll leave the 60% off discount code on Incogni's annual plan, as well as my exclusive link down below in the description of this video, as well as a pinned comment. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.